Good morning on this sunny Tuesday. Isn't it great to see sun again? Well, here before you, we've got a 1962 Jaguar MKII. This is an original vehicle, mostly. That is a single owner. So the son of the original owner has brought this car to me to revive it as best we can. It's got a bit of a story behind it. It was actually bought in London, new, in '62. His father was serving in the military on an exchange basis for England and Australia. And this car was purchased over there. And it's actually a pretty unique combination of a little known 2.4 version of the six-cylinder that comes in these Jags with an automatic transmission, which is even less common. Also the colour, which is fernwood green, is not a common colour, plus the trim combination, which we haven't done anything with that at the moment. We're going to do that at a later date. It's all original as well, except for the wood. The wood has been done once before, but if you're familiar with this particular vehicle, the timber work on that does perish and deteriorate with age. So sometimes you do need to replace that or get it repaired. But what we've done is we've tried to work with the car as much as we can in terms of removing the heavy oxidisation and trying to dull down some of the repairs, because when this vehicle was brought to Australia, it was brought on a ship, as everything was in those days. And it was perfectly loaded onto the ship in London. But when it got to Australia in Melbourne, the methods of removing cars off a ship are a little bit less delicate. And so they managed to damage the car on all four sides, essentially. Mainly here on this side. It's actually blend marks down the bottom here that we've feathered or blended into the rest of the vehicle. And also on this side here and on the roof. The only other repair ever being is this guard, which was an accident in the UK not long after it was purchased. But the rest of the car is original. I'll post some photos later of how we managed to blend and get the surface to look as even as we can. Now, yes, you're going to see swirls. Yes, you're going to see scratches. But that wasn't the objective of this car. It was mainly just to get some gloss back into it and some protection and preserve the vehicle as much as we can. Because not all of the panels, being original, had a lot of paint left on them, because this guy's father was fanatical about this car. He loved polishing it and waxing it, and so that process over time on a single stage paint of this vintage does wear away at the surface quite dramatically compared to a modern paint. I mean, it's still going to wear away if you polish it every day, but these paints were quite a lot different, and in some cases a lot thinner. So there's some repair work down here. It's hard to see where the repairs were, but we've blended them across and worked with it as best we can, because you've got a very, very thick level of paint here and a very, very thin. So it's been a bit of a delicate balance to get that to merge and look the same. As much as you can. We did the chrome. We got that all nicely polished up, and yes, and then we've put some Swiss Wax Concorso on this, so it's a show car wax, 50% Canuba, to give it that extra level of protection. So it's a good, cost-effective wax. It still does a great job at protecting these classic vehicles, which Swiss Wax is known for. That's what their product is designed to do, is to protect classics like this. So if you have a vehicle like this and it needs a bit of restoration, it needs some preservation, you'd like it to look its best, then I could certainly help you out if you're an enthusiast. With a modern classic or even a new classic, we can certainly help you with that as well, because that's what we do here. We preserve motoring legends, basically. So this car yeah, it's turned out quite well. It's got a lot of colour left. Has been brought back into the paintwork now. It was a very dull grey looking colour, but now it's more like almost could be like, I mean, I'm quite convinced it could be a military surplus colour, because you could just imagine this on a car in World War II with all the blackouts on the lights and everything. It's very military-esque, and I quite like it actually. It's quite good. So this is a bit of a time capsule family car that has stood the test of time, and here it is in all its glory. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. Have any questions, more than welcome to answer them, and hopefully we'll see you on the next video. Thanks again.